Prepare to be mind-blown as we dive into something truly extraordinary. Presenting you the smartphone that stole the show in 2020, none other than the remarkable Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition. Now I had the pleasure of using the device for quite some time, and I'm here to offer you my honest, unfiltered opinion in case you are contemplating adding this beauty to your collection. Let's begin with what gained immense praise for this smartphone: its ability to deliver flagship-grade specifications at an affordable price. One standout feature is the system on chip, which was the powerful Snapdragon 865, the same chip found in the flagship Galaxy S20 Ultra from the same year. However, this is where the problems come knocking at the door. This S20 FE unfortunately sports the Exynos 990 SoC, which is a letdown to say the least. As a result, the phone feels noticeably slower than my trusty Xperia 5 Mark II, despite their identical specs. Even the 120Hz display on the Samsung S20 FE falls short, making it feel more like a 90Hz panel. The processor struggles to constantly push a stable 120 frames per second. While One UI 5.1 tries its best to optimize the experience, it simply doesn't feel as smooth, especially when compared to the Xperia 5 Mark II, a smartphone equipped with the Snapdragon 865 SoC and stock Android. Speaking of displays, the S20 FE's screen is decent, but not exceptional. It boasts brightness, but the Pendle Diamond pixel pattern gives the Full HD panel a lower resolution feel when examined up close. I find myself noticing the sub-pixel pattern from time to time, something I never experienced with my previous Samsung Note 9 or Xperia devices. Additionally, due to sluggish Exynos processor, the 120Hz feature isn't fully utilized. To add insult to injury, the display cutout for the front-facing camera always obstructs the view when watching movies, making it seem as if a portion of the display is damaged or missing. Now let's turn our attention to the design. The S20 FE is undeniably enormous, making it quite challenging to handle with single hand. It's also rather wide. Surprisingly, my Note 9 with its 6.4-inch display, complete with a forehead and chin, felt more comfortable than this bezel-less 6.5-inch smartphone. And let's not forget about the plastic bag that masks the overall aesthetic. Keep in mind that this supposedly flagship killer arrived on the scene when $150 phones were already boasting glass bags. For those suggesting the use of a cover, well, I would have opted for a rugged phone if I want to cover that would have provided extra battery capacity, albeit at the cost of increased thickness. Now let us delve into the cameras. The S20 FE flaunts a triple camera setup that offers no gimmicks. The photos captured by the S20 FE turn out decent enough, although they lack a certain level of contrast, giving them a slightly washed out appearance when observed up close. The images tend to be oversaturated and overprocessed, creating a somewhat cheap camera vibe. Nevertheless, the dynamic range is commendable. Compared to a 2-year-older Sony Xperia XZ2 Compact, the S20 FE captures worse images. I don't understand why some popular YouTubers say this is a great camera. The camera on Samsung Galaxy S20 FE is bad. It takes unnatural, ugly pictures. Videos also suffer from the same color issues found in the photos, although they remain usable. Surprisingly, my Snapdragon variant of the Note 9 managed to produce videos with richer quality than the S20 FE. Moving on to the battery, despite the S20 FE packing substantial 4500 mAh battery capacity, surpassing the capacities of all the Xperia smartphones I used, as well as the Samsung Galaxy Note 9 and S20 5G, its performance falls disappointingly short. It can't even manage a continuous 3-hour use, which is quite underwhelming. Even the standby time is subpar, with the blink falling squarely on the Exynos chip. However, I must note a positive aspect. The S20 charges at lightning speed thanks to the 25W Superfast Charger. The flash is exceptionally bright and consumes minimal energy. One UI 5.1 based on Android 13 is also a pretty good UI and is pleasing to the eye. The speakers deliver impressive volume, but lack a bit in the bass department. The absence of a 3.5mm headphone jack is a massive disappointment, especially considering that this phone doesn't even support analog audio adapters. On the brighter side, the optical under-display scanner deserves accolades. It remains consistently responsive, lightning fast and reliable, even when dealing with wet fingers. All things considered, this smartphone has been somewhat overrated. The Exynos variant I have here offers lackluster performance, disappointing battery life, and a camera system that leaves much to be desired. not to mention the subpar quality of materials used and the uncomfortable feel when holding the device in hand. Now people who justify this phone by saying, I would have bought the Snapdragon variant. This review is about the Exynos variant and this is not a yet to be released or prototype. This is a smartphone that people spend their hard-earned money on. There are positive aspects like the One UI skin for example, but that doesn't cover up an overhyped low-quality garbage smartphone. And with that, we conclude our journey through the intricacies of the Samsung Galaxy S20 Fan Edition.